Hi guys, how are y'all? Today we're going to be making this bow that I've been experimenting with. This is what I would call a medium-sized bow. And just to give you an idea, I have a couple others that I tried, other sizes. This would be the small one, and this would be appropriate, I think, for a Christmas tree. And then this is a sort of fat version that I think would be appropriate for a wreath. But this is the one we are going to be doing today, and it's very easy. These bows are very versatile. They can be used with a lot of fabrics. I used polyester cotton here, but just to, again, to give you an idea, I used a different fabric. I made a blue one, and it's really pretty. And this is some kind of a shiny fabric. So let's get started. Our medium-sized bow, let me give you the dimensions of what you need in fabric. So you're going to need 3 pieces of fabric. You're going to need, put the bow back so you can refer. You're going to need this part, which is 9 inches by 9 inches. So you're going to cut a piece that is 9 inches by 9 inches. Okay, and that is actually going to be folded like so. For this part, you're going to need a piece of 2.5 inches by 4.5 inches. And in this one, I have cut it lengthways. The stripe is going to go lengthways, but I've cut it the other way in this one. So it's really up to you what you want. And then you're going to need the tail, which is 25 inches by 9 inches. Okay, so this is the tail here, and we are going to fold. So let me give you all an idea of what you need in addition to the fabric. You're going to need some scissors or snips. I like to use a little clip. You're going to need a ruler or a measuring tape and a piece of string. And you're going to need something to mark with. You're going to need something to mark your fabric with. I'm using this pen, but you could actually use normal markers if you so wish. Okay, so let's get started, and let me show you what to do. So, okay, so now that we have our fabric cut, we're going to talk about the cut line, the stitch lines. So for this little piece, we are going to fold it into half, and we are going to stitch 1/4 inch along this line and 1/4 inch here. We're going to leave here open. Okay, for this part, which is the side here, middle, we are going to, again, we're going to fold it into half. Okay, I'm going to find the middle, okay, to mark that so you can see. And then I'm going to mark off 1 inch on either side of that middle, which is somewhere around here and here. So I'm not going to sew this part here. I'm going to leave that open. I'm going to sew all around here. Come up here, gonna stop here, back stitch, start back here, back stitch, come around and stitch that. So that's gonna be how that's gonna be stitched. For this one, okay, for this one, it's gonna be a little bit different. So first of all, I need to mark the tails. So I'm going to mark 2 inches. I'm using the fold line, so the fold line will be shorter. That's going to be on top, but you can do it the other way if you want. I'm going to take about 1/4 inch away from there for my stitching, and that's going to be where I stitch. And so on this side, make sure it's correct. Okay, gonna take 2 inches again. Mark 2 inches, come up, leave 1/4 inch for stitching, and that's going to be my stitch line. Then I'm going to find the middle, which I did before to put this there. That's going to be the middle. I am going to mark 1.5 inches on either side. Okay, just gonna be about that. So for this piece, I'm not going to stitch here. I'm going to stitch, come up here. I'm going to stitch all the way here and do a back stitch here, skip this, do a back stitch here, come along here, and then come down here. Okay, so those are our stitch lines. So when you have stitched that, this is what you are going to get. You're going to get your 3 pieces. Let's deal with one at a time. We're going to clip the corners, because the corners, you want them to be as crisp as possible. Just do it like that, and we need to turn this over. I'm just going to use a chopstick. Actually, you can even use a pen, straw, anything you have on hand. Just want to get it to come apart in the first instance. Okay, so as you can see, I have turned over the small piece, and I've turned over these as well. Remember to clip the ends just to get that crisp point. And we have that opening here, and this one we still have an opening. We have crisp points. Just clip the ends as I showed before. Okay, so now we are going to assemble the bow. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this piece here and I'm gonna put some stuffing into it. Okay, I'm not gonna, let me show you how to stuff this, because I'm gonna take some pieces of stuffing and you're going to stuff the corners first. Okay, all 4 corners first. Make sure the corners are nicely stuffed. Okay, they're gonna, those points are gonna show. Okay, just using cushion stuffing, pillow stuffing. So we're gonna get all of those corners first, because we're not stuffing this evenly. Okay, we're actually gonna, the middle is gonna have less stuffing. Okay, so now that the corners are in, we can continue to put stuffing on either side. Just put little pieces at a time. We don't want it to be lumpy, but we're also not gonna stuff it like, you know, like a pillow, where it's even right through. Just put a little piece in the middle. We are gonna put some in the middle, but you see there's more stuffing on the outside. Give it a try. Yes, that's fine. Make sure that you're okay with the stuffing. I think this corner probably needs a little pushing down. Make sure that you're okay with it. Okay, so that's where we're at. Now we're gonna take a piece of string, about, I don't know, 14 inches. Let me measure it for you, just in case. I'm using embroidery thread. Okay, about 18 inches. That might be too long, but that's okay. We'll use that for now. Any piece of string you have, it's not going to show. So if you don't have the correct color, it's okay, because it's going to be hidden. Okay, so we're going to start with this center piece here, and we're going to take the string and we're going to go around like so. Okay, before we tie the string, I like to come back and make sure that, you know, it's fine. Now we're going to tie the string. I'm not pulling this as tight as I could pull it. I just want that bit of middle there to come together like so. So there's a little bit of play in there. It's not the tightest. It doesn't need to be the tightest. So you're gonna leave about 1 inch in the middle there. Okay, what I like to do once I've tied that is come back here and make sure that those gathering, it's doing the way I want it. Now we're gonna take this longer piece. I leave the short piece on top and the long piece at the bottom. Try to find the center. This is around the center here. And I'm gonna put this onto my bow. Okay. I'm going to come around again with this piece of string. So everything is now secured together. Make sure your gathering there is how you want it, but you have opportunity to fix it. I'm going to make a knot. Okay, let's have a look. Let's make sure that our two ends meet. That one is not longer than the other. It happens sometimes. All right, make sure we're okay with what we're seeing. Everything is in order. Now you can cut the string. And that's where this comes in, because this is what's going to really secure everything. You're gonna bring this up, bring it around. Look to the front, make sure everything is okay. And we're gonna just stitch this little piece, stitch this together. Okay, now if somebody's gonna see the back of your bow, just stitch it at the bottom. But so we're gonna take this, see how close I can get. Take this needle, we're gonna go up from the bottom, come through both, and so I'm hiding that knot there. I'm gonna come down and go across about 1/4 of an inch or less. Okay, I'm gonna go back up to this piece here and go across again about 1/4 of an inch or less. I'm gonna come down again directly under that, go across, go back up, go across, and come down again, and going across takes me out. That's okay. Come in there. I'm going to go up, catch that end there, and make a little knot. Just secure my knot with another stitch, and that is it. That is it. Where is my snip? Snip this thread. Make sure our bow is sorted. Alright, the way we want it. Of course, you have opportunity to put a piece of ribbon or something in there if you wanted to hang it. You can also put a clip there, like a lobster clip or something, to just clip it on a tree or so. And that's it. That is our beautiful bow. Thank you.